Hi guys, welcome to TopNewsage. Hit subscribe and press the bell icon to get notifications from TopNewsage. Today we're going to look at
John Cena's 16 World Championship victories. Only two men, John Cena and Ric Flair, achieved an incredible record of most WWE World Championship victories with 16 titles. John Cena defeated the AJ style in Royal Rumble 2017 to enter the illustrious 16-title club. It's one of the back-and-forth matches of the John Cena World Championship titles, where he outclasses the AJ Styles. Let's look at the remarkable victories of John Cena to equalize the record.
Let's get started.
Number 1, John Cena versus JBL. John Cena faces the JBL in WrestleMania 2005 at Los Angeles, California. He was a rising star at that time who never appeared in any big match, while the JBL was known for retaining his title again and again. But this match was mostly duds, like their many other encounters after the initial championship clash in WrestleMania 21. Although the match was forgettable for the fans, as there is nothing special in the match, it's just the start of John Cena's unique 16 WWE World Championship victories. John Cena hit the JBL with an attitude adjustment to win the match. Number 2, John Cena versus Edge. Edge was considered the top rival of John Cena of all time, but it doesn't mean that every encounter will produce a masterpiece. John Cena faces the Edge for his second WWE World Championship title in Royal Rumble 2006 at Toronto. Edge was a star at that time with a 3-week earlier title victory and New Year's resolutions and looked like a threat for John Cena. But when they face each other in the ring, John Cena clearly looks like a superior superstar as he was forcing the Edge throughout the match to tap out. Number 3, John Cena versus Edge. At the start of his career, John Cena was criticized too much and being showered with the chants, "You can't wrestle." But Edge was one of those superstars who elevated John Cena to the next level as their matches gradually got better throughout 2006 with each outing. In Forgiven 2006, John Cena managed to put the Edge through tables and beat him with ladders and chairs to win the match. Number 4, John Cena versus Chris Jericho. John Cena and Chris Jericho face each other many times, and Jericho has a horrible record of win and loss against John Cena. Both were going to face each other in Survivor Series 2008, which was the first match of John Cena after a neck injury. John Cena won the battle, and it was a shame for Jericho to lose the title against John Cena as he was on top at that time. Number 5, John Cena versus The Edge versus Big Show. John Cena faces The Edge and Big Show in a triple threat match in WrestleMania 29 to win the 5th WWE World Championship title. The match was not considered a memorable encounter in WWE history, as they can't produce a fun title match irrespective of the great chants. John Cena, Edge, and Big Show all took their turn to hit their signature moves to make it an interesting triple threat match, but the action was not much better for the fans. The only memorable moment was the ending part of the match where John Cena lifts the Edge and Big Show on his shoulders. Number 6, John Cena versus Randy Orton. Most of the John Cena-Randy Orton matches are barely above the average. No one has a hotter heel on the Raw roster than Orton in Breaking Point 2009. John Cena was going to face Randy Orton in 2009 to win the 3rd WWE World Championship title. Randy Orton brutally strikes John Cena throughout the match, but the only strength of John Cena was not to give up. But the clever John Cena used the handcuffs to wrap Orton's own arms around his neck for the STF and won the title for the 3rd time. Number 7, John Cena versus Randy Orton. John Cena and Randy Orton have a long-running rivalry, but it seems that the Bragging Rights 2009 was the last. Everything was legal in a 60-minute match where both wrestlers tried their best to pin each other after every 10 minutes. The pace continued throughout the match and John Cena won the title at the end. Number 8, WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. John Cena is one of the greatest Elimination Chamber combatants of all time. He survived 3 Elimination Chamber matches over the course of his career. One of his popular Elimination Chamber matches was in 2010, where Sheamus was trying to defend his title against 5 elite athletes. Every superstar in the chamber starts to inflict a punishment on the other via steel and chairs. There are 3 new faces in the Elimination Chamber: Sheamus, Ted DiBiase, and Kofi Kingston, along with John Cena and Triple H. Number 9, John Cena versus Batista. Usually the wrestling fans don't expect anything above an average match from John Cena and Batista, but they proved this assumption wrong in the SummerSlam 2008, and they were again ready to make history in WrestleMania 26. Batista was boasting about breaking John Cena's neck when they faced each other after 2 years, but this time, John Cena defeated Batista by submission. Number 10, John Cena versus The Miz versus John Morrison. John Cena faces The Miz and John Morrison in Extreme Rules 2011. John Cena was more focused on capturing the championship, as this would be the only title in nearly 1 year. All the opponents work well together, and the steel cage around the ring added more excitement for the fans. The Miz becomes a victim of an attitude adjustment off the top ropes, which leads John Cena to victory. Number 11, John Cena versus Rey Mysterio. John Cena versus Rey Mysterio was a dream match of WWE's history, which was held on the July 25th edition of Raw. Entering the ending of his career, it does not seem that Rey Mysterio can produce a great match with John Cena. But he fought with John Cena every step of the way, resulting in a magical affair between both stars. But at the end, John Cena became a new champion. Number 12, John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio won the Royal Rumble and became Mr. Money in the Bank, but he still needs to define himself as a megastar. He gets his opportunity on the Night of Champion 2011 against John Cena. Alberto Del Rio can't win against John Cena, but it's considered one of Alberto Del Rio's best outings against John Cena, as he was not tapped out as swiftly as he did. Number 13, John Cena versus The Rock. It's an excellent match of John Cena's WWE World Championship victories, where he faces The Rock at WrestleMania 29 in 2013, but also faces each other in the year prior match, which is not considered a masterpiece in pro wrestling. But this time an excellent match was going to happen. Both used the dangerous finishers throughout the match and kick out everything they can to the opposite guy. After a good lengthy match, The Rock tried to go for rock bottom, but John Cena countered with attitude adjustment for the pin. Number 14, John Cena with Alberto Del Rio. John Cena and Alberto Del Rio are known for their on and off rivalry from 2011 to 2016. Almost all the encounters between John Cena and Alberto Del Rio are tremendous. One of them was a 2013 Hell in a Cell match, where John Cena was going to face Alberto Del Rio after an injury. This match keeps the audience engaged throughout the game, as both have perfect chemistry as opponents. Fortunately, John Cena retains the World Heavyweight Championship via clear pinfall. Number 15, WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match. It was an 8-man ladder match to determine the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion in 2014, which included the 3 fresh faces, Roman Reigns, Cesaro, and Bray Wyatt, along with 5 old stars, John Cena, Alberto Del Rio, Randy Orton, Kane, and Sheamus. So it was a healthy mix of new talent and old stars. Each individual has his own motivation to win the match, but John Cena becomes the champion in the end. Number 16, John Cena versus AJ Styles. This was the 3rd singles match of John Cena and AJ Styles, which took place at Royal Rumble 2017. This was going to be an interesting and a memorable match for John Cena as he entered in the 16-title group after winning the match. John Cena makes history by countering the 2 phenomenal forearm into the attitude adjustment of his own. Let us know in comments which match was your favorite and why. Thank you. John Cena's 16 World Championship victories. Number 1, John Cena versus JBL. Number 2, John Cena versus Ed. Number 3, John Cena versus Ed. Number 4, John Cena versus Chris Jericho. Number 5, John Cena versus The Edge versus Big Show. Number 6, John Cena versus Randy Orton. Number 7, John Cena versus Randy Orton. Number 8, WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. Number 9, John Cena versus Batista. Number 10, John Cena versus The Miz versus John Morrison. Number 11, John Cena versus Rey Mysterio. Number 12, John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio. Number 13, John Cena versus The Rock. Number 14, John Cena with Alberto Del Rio. Number 15, WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match. Number 16, John Cena versus AJ Styles.
Hope you enjoyed our video. Please like, comment, and share it. See you all in the next one. Thank you. Bye.